Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to our channel. My name's Kenzie and I'm one half of the sister duo over here. For today's video, as you can tell by the title, I am finally taking you on a tour of my classroom.
This is the long-awaited part 2 to the trailer that you guys saw for Kenzie's classroom tour. Kenzie just had so much content that we wanted to go ahead and put out instead that we just never got around to putting out the classroom tour.
So as soon as you open the door to my classroom, you're going to see a sign that sits within the window to kind of cover that, and it says Miss Evans, East Carolina University, which is the university that I graduated from. I keep that sign in the window for two purposes. The first is so that way my students know exactly what classroom is mine, and also for lockdown drill procedures, I don't want to have to add an extra step to that by covering the window, so it is just all the time covered. Once you close the door, what you'll see is a bulletin board that says everyone has a story to tell, tell yours. And there are a bunch of QR codes. One of my vlogs I talk about how I created my bulletin boards and the ideas behind them, but this one is interactive, so if students would like extra credit, they just take a picture of the QR code, a Google form will come up, and in that Google form they have a specific journal to complete with 5 action items. Next to that bulletin board, you're going to see a little sign that's laminated and it has a QR code on it. This is a classroom playlist. It sits right at the door so that way as students are coming in or leaving, they can take a picture of it. If they would like to add to the classroom playlist, they can. If they don't want to, they don't have to. This classroom playlist flyer, I guess you would call it, is also available on my website. If you're interested, my website is evansinenglish.weebly.com. Feel free to check it out, and if you would like a video on how to create a website of your own that is also free, just comment below or give this video a big thumbs up and I'll go into detail of how I do that. But everything that you find in my classroom or everything that we do in my classroom is also found on my website. We play music as they're entering the classroom, as they're completing their bell ringer, and then also as we're doing activities on our own. As you pass that bulletin board, you're also going to see my large whiteboard at the back of the room. This whiteboard is where they can find their agenda. They can also find illustrations, diagrams, notes, things like that that they would need to complete their activities or lessons for the day. Above that large whiteboard and below the large whiteboard, you will see LED lights. These are my ride or dies. They're something that the students look forward to every day, and students who don't even have my class will walk in and out and say, oh, this is so cool. This gives it such a cool vibe. Those are awesome. Love them very much. They are from Amazon and something that my donors gifted me with for my classroom. So love them very much. And above the whiteboard, you will see 6 little flyers across the top. And if you're familiar with this, it is Bloom's taxonomy. I refer to it very frequently, and we talk about what stage of the learning process they're in for a given concept. The way that I colored it is actually opposite of what you may find online because my school colors are blue, and then I also came from East Carolina University, which is purple and gold, so I wanted the higher order thinking, or the most difficult type of thinking, to reflect those school colors. That way I could say I really need to see you in comet thinking or pirate thinking. Next to the whiteboard, so on one side I have one bulletin board, on the other side I have another bulletin board, and it is not complete right now, so please ignore the fact that it is not just full and brimming with things that they would like to complete before they graduate. But this is my before I graduate wall. Students, as they come in, are prompted to add to that wall. It is something that they'll continuously add to throughout the semester, and something that my students next semester will also add to. I teach juniors and seniors, so this is a mindset that they should be in anyway. They have really enjoyed it. We brainstormed at the beginning of the year with a journaling prompt, which is something they do every day when they come into class. But they had an idea of what they would like to accomplish before they graduated, and now they're able to apply that to the board, so that way we can all see what they would like to do. But that'll get more and more filled as the year goes on, and I'm excited because students really do enjoy adding to that. Also at the back of the room, you'll find my cabinets. That is locked. It has a bicycle lock just because all of the donations that came from my Amazon list are stored in there, and I currently share my room, but even if I wasn't sharing my room, I would want to make sure that those things are locked up just because I'm not in there all the time. Alright, panning over from the back of the room over to what I would consider my side of the room, which is where my desk is, you will see half of the desks. So half of the desks face inward this way, and then the other half face inward the other way, so they're always facing each other. That helps with discussions. It helps with transitioning from the front of the room where the smart TV is to the back of the room where my whiteboard is. I do have intentions of changing desks around a little bit.
Since the filming of this video, the desks have been moved
as the year goes on, but for right now it works fairly well, and it's the best use of the space. I love my desk area. It is extremely organized. I do have to preface this, by the way, guys, with the fact that my room at this point during the week, because it was a very long week, a very trying week, to be quite honest, the most difficult week I've had thus far, my desk was a mess. It was just, I got everything cleaned up for you guys. The best advice I can give you to keep your desk as clean as this, and again, it is not like this 100% of the time, but my biggest advice to you if you're new to teaching or if you've been teaching a while and you just really need a new way to organize your space, focus on one task at a time if possible. I think as teachers we get into trying to multitask and doing a bunch of different things at once. When it comes to all of the things on my desk, I have certain folders, so if things need to be graded, they all go into a folder, and I will open up that folder when I'm ready to just grade. Really, I guess my biggest tip is to have a bunch of folders and have labels for them, because when something comes and sits on my desk, it has a place to go immediately. So just identifying what those places are keeps my desk really clean. I don't really do a lot with my filing cabinet right now. On top of my filing cabinet, you'll see a little calendar. Because we have had weather delays and closings and things like that, I just haven't put anything on there, but that's the birthday calendar. All of my copies sit up there so I can just quickly reference if I've made that copy or not, which I should have. What's behind the curtains actually matches exactly what you'll see on the other side of the room, so the room is very symmetrical. It is a 3-tiered bookshelf, just like on the other side, but with this bookshelf it holds all of the textbooks and things that just aren't aesthetically pleasing to me, so I wanted to cover them up. So we're gonna go to the other side. On the other side, the desks are the exact same as they are on the side closest to me, but behind these desks you'll find a smaller whiteboard, and I just recently added stuff to this whiteboard. This is my fridge for my classroom, so just like at home your parents would showcase your work on your fridge when you were younger, I want my seniors and my juniors to feel the same way. I do have some sophomores too. I want them to feel the same way even though they're older, because these are their last couple of years in high school, and I think it's easy for us to start treating them like the adults that they are soon to be, but they still have a lot of fun things left. So their stuff is showcased on that smaller whiteboard for 2 reasons. 1, I don't want desks sitting in the middle of the room, so they do sit up against that wall, and 2, I don't want work sitting everywhere. So it is confined into that space. If it doesn't fit on that board, it's not going to be showcased. The work that I showcased the other day as I was filming were their pH scales of diction. For this activity, you can check it out on my Instagram under my teaching highlight, but they completed this activity, and if it looked really cute, then they could put it up on the board. And then on the other side, you're seeing their rhetoric graffiti. This is not under my teaching highlight, but what I did was after we completed our rhetoric unit, before we did their rhetorical analysis, which is like a written essay thing, for homework they completed a graffiti tag of their understanding of rhetoric, and I got some really cool results out of this as well. My favorite space in this entire classroom, and everyone's favorite space really, because I have students that are like, can I lay on the couch today, or can I sit on the couch and do work today, or can I lay on the rug today, is my living space. And it is so cute. So the couch that you're seeing is actually a futon that I had in college. It was rarely used, and so it was practically new. And I thought for a second I was going to have to give it up and not put it in my classroom, but last minute we made it work. So you're seeing the couch with a textured pillow and then like a navy colored, just a regular pillow. These two pillows were specifically picked with something in mind. So obviously the navy pillow kind of reflects their school colors a little bit because I didn't have a royal blue one. And then the white textured pillow are for my students who have sensory issues or need that time just to, you know, calm down and rub the pillow. So the pillow is really soft. It has some ribbed features on it, so if students want to, they can rub it, and I have seen students do that. And then you have the most prized possession in my room, which is the student resource bookshelf. And again, this bookshelf mimics what's on the other side of the room. It's just not covered in fabric. On here you'll see inspirational boards such as my Go Comets marquee sign, my Impress Yourself letter board, my Comets All In Expo board, which is, it also reflects one of their classroom management strategies, which is our transition recall. But you'll see those. You'll also see our time capsules. So each of the sticky notes are different colors based on the block that you're in. So if you're in my advisory, which is like my home room, you have a certain color. If you're in my first, second, or fourth block, you also have a certain color. So at the end of the semester, we're going to open our time capsule up and see if we accomplished what we would hope we had. And that sits up there just to remind them of that. You'll also see a lot of supplies, and I am super excited about this because my students have struggled with gaining supplies for both their classes and others, and they often ask if they can take some home. So I will put them in a Ziploc bag, and then they take them home and come back with them. But I did have a student the first day ask if she could borrow the Hate You Give, and she had just recently returned that and really enjoyed it. You also have under the softbacks that cannot stand up. So the ones that are sitting on their side are actually college books that seniors can look at if they're interested. A lot of them are taking dual enrollment classes, and quite a few of them are taking psychology, the AP course. I have my psychology book there. Finishing up at the front, you will see the clipboards with the growth mindset quotes on them. Students also really talked about these in that investigate the teacher activity and use them as examples of how my personality is and how I function. I talked about how my love language is words of affirmation, and then why I chose certain quotes, and all of those are very intentional. Dead center, you will find the love of my life. It is my board, and what you're going to see on the Smart TV is just one of the slides that I post every morning. So every morning students will come in and they will see the day, the date, a Bitmoji, and then a couple of action items for them to do as I'm standing at the door, because I do not stand in the classroom or sit at my desk when students are coming in. I greet them at the door, and they can either shake my hand or fist bump me, like this, kind of to the side. As they're doing that, which also helps me with attendance because I'm really good if I see your face, I know that you're here. But as they walk in, they're prompted to do whatever on that board, and so that's my little disco Bitmoji, which I love. So that is it for my classroom tour. I hope that you've enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a big thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that big red subscribe button. It's a really fun time over here. Again, please leave a comment below if you have any questions, if you would like to see my classroom management tips and tricks, or if you would like to see how I created my website. Again, guys, thank you so much for your support. Have a great day. I love you. Bye. So that is it. My camera's running out, Maddie. So